Serie A is back. It's back in a big way. No, not because we're playing this weekend, there's games this weekend, but because out of 12 remaining teams playing in the semifinals of all the European competitions, Italy has 5 teams, guys, and that's more than any country. No other country is not even close. So that is great news for Serie A and Italian soccer. We all know and we all say that Serie A, money-wise, can't compete with the Premier League, La Liga, La Bundesliga. But this season, guys, the Italian teams are very competitive. And so, yes, Napoli is running away with it in Serie A. But besides Napoli, who is doing something out of this world this year, everybody else is very close. And everybody else is very competitive. And we always say that nobody wants to win that second, third, fourth spot. Every time one loses, they all lose. It's because Serie A is very competitive. And there are no easy games in Serie A, guys. That is the truth. And I gotta say, for Italian soccer in general, that's great news. Why? Because without qualifying for the World Cup, we know the debacle. We know that the Italian national team is not going well. So at least some positive for Italian soccer. So in the Champions League, in Italy, the 5 teams that are qualified for the semifinals: Milan, Inter, Juve, Roma, and Fiorentina. Then we have the English teams, Manchester City and West Ham. We have the Spain teams, Real Madrid and Sevilla. We have AZ from Netherlands. We have Bayer Leverkusen from Germany. And we have FC Basel from Switzerland. Now, Milan and Inter face each other in the Champions League semifinals. So right there, guys, there is a possibility, there is a team that is going to go to the finals, and that's going to be Italian. Right now, the split is 50-50. It's going to be 2 incredible games. L'Euro Derby, il Derby di Milano, il Derby della Madonnina, call it as you will. But Milan and Inter face each other again in the Champions League, in the semifinals in 2003, and then I think in the quarterfinals in 2005. So it's going to be an insane atmosphere at San Siro. Beautiful, beautiful game. And whoever wins that game will be facing the winner of Real Madrid and Manchester City. So in the Europa League, Juventus faces Sevilla. We say that the Champions League is the home of Real Madrid. Well, the Europa League is the home of Sevilla. They've won that title many, many times in the last years. However, Juventus, guys, it's another 50-50 split. Why? Because Juventus is coming back. First of all, the morale boost of the -15 that disappeared yesterday, I'm sure that has a big impact going forward. Allegri is slowly finding his team back. He's always said that he was missing a lot of players, that they didn't have time to gel and whatever else. But Pogba, we didn't see much this year. Chiesa, we didn't see much this year. But Chiesa is slowly coming back. Di Maria has been very important. They discovered Fagioli, who is a tremendous midfielder. I'm a Milan fan, but I love the kid. The kid's very good. And so they have a good chance to move on to the final. And same goes for Roma, guys. Roma can beat Bayer Leverkusen. They're on the same level. It's a 50-50. We saw against Feyenoord, they pulled it together. An incredible victory at the end. Like, they were this close from being eliminated. Dybala, fuori classe assoluto. There's nobody like him. He is a top player, guys. Yes, he's injured a lot, but what he brings on the field, like, forget about it. And so Mourinho, after winning the Conference League last year, has a chance of actually going to the finals of the Europa League this season. And right now they're sitting 4th, so they're qualifying for the Champions League next season. So it's going to be very interesting, and there's a possibility to see a final of Juve Roma. That would be crazy. And then in the Conference League, guys, Fiorentina had a bit of a scare yesterday. I think they had too much confidence in the first leg result. They kind of slept, but they came out with a win yesterday, and they're meeting FC Basel in the semifinals. Can they beat FC Basel? Absolutely, guys. Can Fiorentina face up against West Ham or AZ in a final? Absolutely, guys. And I'm going to say this. Last year was the first year of the Conference League. Roma won it. If an Italian team wins this season of it as well, that would be 2 out of 2. And that is also incredible. That's also a feature in itself. So Great possibility for the Italian teams to all move up to the finals. It would be unbelievable if 4 out of 5 Italian teams move to the finals. Incredible. Incredible. It's going to make the finale of the Serie A even more interesting. Why? Because we know that Napoli is going to win. Unless they completely crumble in the last 8 games after the 3 defeats to Milan. Maybe. Lazio is doing well. They're out of the competition. So out of the 7 original teams, only Lazio and Napoli didn't move on into the semifinals of their competition. And so they have a bit of an advantage. They don't have to play midweek, but everybody else, guys, Roma, Juve, Milan, Inter, all battling for those Champions League spots, all have semifinals to play. And so I'm sure it's going to make things very interesting. Turnover, no turnover, how are we facing it? It's going to be very, very interesting, but I'm excited. I'm excited for the Italian teams. I'm excited for Milan, of course. I hope they win against Inter, but even that game is a 50-50 split, guys, right now. Milan won the first game, Inter won the second game in Serie A, Inter won the Supercoppa 3-0. Let's not forget. And yes, Milan wasn't going through the best period at that time, but you never know. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be very interesting for the Italian teams, very interesting for Serie A and Italian soccer. So hopefully we have 4 out of the 5 teams in the finals of European competitions. That would be awesome. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe, guys.